What's up, people? Welcome back to Team Tasby. My name is Danon, and y'all know I'm sitting right here next to my beautiful wife,
Leading that to you, y'all.
and we are Team Tasby. What's up? Come on in, sit down,
Yes.
grab you something to drink. We got our coffee. We chilling, we relaxing,
Yeah.
and we just enjoying this Black History Month, man. We are
Yes.
closing out with our last episode, our last series to this episode about powerful without privilege, and this is our last episode of the month. We so excited.
Yeah.
What you got, babe?
Man, I just want to say that I'm excited about wrapping this month up, but also it's been a pleasure being able to share this with you guys. And we are looking forward. Of course, we're not just going to stop in February. We're going to keep it going.
We keeping this. We do this. This is our lives.
Yeah.
This is what we do. We live Black history. We are Black history. This is what we do. We have Black love, Black marriage, Black family. We just really enriched in our heritage, who we are, and we are proud people.
Yes.
Not in arrogance, but knowing where we come from. So,
Yes.
hey.
Uh-oh.
I'm excited about it.
I am too, man. I just want to ask you,
Yeah, what's up?
how was your week? What was the highlight of your week?
Man, me?
Yeah,
You want to ask me?
Ask you.
I'm just happy that we got to this episode.
Yay.
It's been a great week.
Yes,
We are in a new stage in life. I think we're getting a little comfortable
Yeah.
with doing this podcast and fitting it in our schedule and coming up with our routine and along with doing life together.
Yeah.
It feels good. I feel like we're in a good space. I'm
Yes.
enjoying. What about you? How you doing?
Man, I agree with you about just being more comfortable here on the couch, couch of conversation.
Couch of conversation.
And I think it's for somebody out there to just take that step and just try it.
Yes.
Because we wasn't expecting to get this far. So look at us. Hey, thank you.
Yes.
But I like to say that I had a great time this week. We had an opportunity to do some community service, and I just love that.
Yes, she do love to serve.
I love it. So that gave me like energy and joy. So we did a little service in my neighborhood, and shout out to our cuz Keisha.
Yes.
So we just enjoyed it.
Yeah, we had a good time. It's always good to give back and always good to help however that may look for you or whatever capacity. Just look to give back, not just to always want to get.
Yeah.
And I think that's the circle and cycle of life. Just to give back, just to be a blessing to somebody else.
Yep.
Yeah. So, well, look, let's jump into it. Before we do, y'all know, do the social media thing. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to share this with your spouse. And we're going to jump into it. But look, before we do, let's kind of recap our last three episodes, which we started off with how... Oh, go ahead.
How slavery survived black marriage.
Yes.
Black love.
Yeah, the history of We
it.
gave some points about how they wasn't legally able to get married. Jumping the broom was a signifying marriage back then.
How they had to come through the trauma of being separated from their families, and also the only time they still was united, no matter what it was. So it was true love at that time. And we just want to also recap the fact that it didn't come into existence until after the Emancipation Proclamation.
Yeah, so that took us into how we got so far behind in the wealth gap. Because just because we was free, we still didn't have the opportunities to get wealth because of redlining, discrimination on our jobs, incarceration, the drug and gang epidemics. So it set us back a lot, and still we haven't really recovered from those times. So when somebody try to say just forget it or don't what you still thinking about it for, because
Because
it's like someone put it like this. They said it's like we playing Monopoly, and the people get the money. They start the game playing with a whole deck, the whole bank, and then you come into the game 100 years later, and you sit down. You have no money. How you expect to catch up? So you just can't
that's
override.
that's hard. That's a big gap, like a hard gap to close because you've already surpassed your opponent already, and it's not at an equal balance. It's not equal at all. So you're having to catch up by who knows how, but there's the gap right there, like you
Right.
said.
Yeah, don't let people make you feel bad about talking about it. Should we stay in it? No, but
No.
we should remember our history and know where we come from, which led us into Paul's rest.
Yes.
Our community, especially the black families, we need to just learn how to rest together. We said we know how to survive together, but do we know how to rest together?
Yeah, when you resting together, you are able to catch up, get your breath, actually become more healthy when you rest. So that's what we were saying in that episode is that when you reset and rest, you're able to move on even further because your mind has had the opportunity to defrag and reset itself. And now you're able to actually move further than you were before.
Yeah, so that brings us into right now's episode, and we're excited just to talk about the where do we go from here. So, because we have to have some type of plan, some type of strategy, so we can move forward in 2026 with our marriages, with black love. We can't let it die. Which, if we look at the numbers, 31% of black families are at 31%, and that's the lowest in history. Like 1960, it was 60%
60%.
of black marriages that were to families that were together, and over time it just been dwindling and dropping, and now I think the census was in 2023
2023.
that it was at 31%, and at this rate we can't build wealth. We can't build wealth without our families and without what we're going to talk about now is community. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and another statistic was it's 50. Is it? I think it's 50% now. Is in the 50% range now, where there are not black people are not married at all.
50% of black people are not married or never has been married. And that's half of our population
Yeah.
is black people. And I believe that is one of the reasons why it's hard for us to build wealth. The Asian community has the highest rate.
Yes.
I think it's at 59%. Then the Caucasians,
Caucasians.
53%, Hispanics, 43,
43.
and we're at 31% being married. And that is where the wealth gap drops off, because it's hard to build wealth in a single parent home. What you was about to say?
That was exactly what I was about to say. I was about to say, because it's hard trying to do it by yourself. When you're doing something by yourself, they always say two minds are better than one. So it is hard to try to escalate your wealth, try to get to a place in life where you are wealthy with just being alone. It's harder because you're having to do everything by yourself. You can't say, hey, I'll do this part and then you do that part. No, it's just you by yourself.
Right.
So we don't realize as black people, I think because the system have made it comfortable and made it seem like it's okay to be independent. It is, but if you are being independent just because you're being selfish, you're like, oh, I can't deal with nobody. My personality won't match with nobody. or you're just being like your ego is in a way. But I feel like the system has really blocked us from wanting to have a relationship with someone. And that there is the reason why we have such a gap there. If you take a look at that, I believe that's the reason why we're having a gap.
Yeah, so we want to talk about the community tonight. We want to talk about being in a know the community, and then
And
we
the
want to talk
wealth,
about the
the
wealth
wealth,
gap, and we're going to talk about
the legacy.
how we build a legacy in our families, because it's one thing to do all this, but if we're not passing anything along for the next generation, they just gonna continue to create the same mistakes, create the same, start at the same level or below that we started at. And I think that's a big problem if we're not gearing them up for the future, for what's ahead, because it's only gonna keep getting worse
Yeah.
and dividing and more behind if we don't position the youth or the next
Yeah.
generation.
So I want to ask you, how would you say you start a community? What has to happen in order for us to build a healthy community?
I believe it has to start individual. It
Individual.
has to be an individual thing. You have to take on a personal responsibility that, one, you want to get better. I believe a lot of times we look at our situations and circumstances and lose hope. We feel like it's been like this for years. Ain't nothing gonna change. Why I need to try to make a difference? Because when you work on yourself, you help your marriage, you help your family, and you help your community. So if you can start with yourself, saying, what can I do to be a better husband, to be a better wife? Then we can look into building better families, being a better father, uncle, a better entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And we can go and start to heal, because we need to heal as a community, because we've been through so much trauma.
Yeah.
And please go back and watch these series, because we talked about rest and reset.
Yeah.
My wife hit on reset last week, and we talked about rest. That is a part of healing. And if we keep going, keep moving, keep just trying to full steam ahead, we not thinking clear, we not coming up with a plan, we not strategizing, we not getting that rest we
Gosh.
need. So I
This
believe, to answer your question, being in working on your individual mental health and yourself is the first way that we build a healthy community. What you think?
I think another way is you have to incorporate God, of course.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
For sure, you have to incorporate him. I don't care what nobody say.
Yes.
That's what you have to incorporate too. You have to incorporate him so you guys can survive. He can give you spiritual guidance that you need. He can give you wisdom that no man can give you. He can give you the knowledge that you need to know how to build your family. He can give you those things if you incorporate them in him. If you don't, then you pretty much are just opening the avenue for the enemy to attack your family
Yes.
and what you're trying to build. And I think that's what we have gotten away from, because I've heard so much nowadays. What I'm hearing is, I don't need God to help me and tell me how to operate my home.
Right.
We can operate our home by ourselves.
Exactly.
And that is not true. I know for us, that's the way we have flourished because of him.
Yes.
We incorporated him
For
in our
sure.
lives. Because if we wouldn't, I know there's been times where we thought we can do it by ourselves. And I noticed the difference when we actually got in tune with him, as far as keeping him in the center, praying together and praying and asking him, what should we do just to get to our destination, our goals. That is the reason why we are where we are now.
Yes, I totally agree. God is the foundation for our marriage. And if we want to tie it in with history, God was the foundation for our ancestors.
Yes.
believe it or not, even though people want to call on our ancestors and put their beliefs in our ancestors had faith in God. They wasn't
Yes.
believing in their ancestors. They weren't believing in what they could leave behind. They was believing in God, Jehovah Jireh. They was believing in God to protect them, to watch over them. And my wife is so correct. We build our foundation on the principles of what God says. Have we strayed away? Have we went off course? Yes,
Yes.
we have. Everybody have went through their path of not even acknowledging God or maybe trying to do it on their own. And we've come to the conclusion that we can't do nothing without God. We have to pray. We have to read together. We have to meditate on his word. When we get a chance, we ask each other what we think about this. When what God had to say about it, because a lot of times God will speak through your spouse.
Yep.
And if you're trying to cut off your spouse and you're not trying to listen to them, they could be giving you some godly advice.
Yep.
And we so busy trying to compete and stay in the rat race, we forget that our spouse could be a mouthpiece for God to speak to you. But that's a great point that we have built our marriage for the last going on 18 years with
18.
the principles of God.
18 years.
18 years that we approaching 20. The Lord we'll be married 20 years. It just went by fast.
It went by real quick.
Yeah, look, for me, I've been enjoying it. We'll take a little
Yeah.
side road.
Yeah.
I've been enjoying it. It's been more good days than bad.
Yeah.
We've learned a lot about each other. We are practicing the things that we get on here and tell y'all.
Yes.
We're not just saying this because we want to sound good and start a podcast.
No.
We actually read books. We go into counseling.
Yes.
We argue and we have to come back and forgive each other.
Yep.
We working
man.
on communication skills.
Oh,
man.
man.
After 18 years.
18 years, because
know.
you never stop growing. I think that's it. You never stop growing. Like we were talking about community. You never stop growing. Your community should be constantly building. It shouldn't be, it should be expanding, shall I say. Expanding, and it shouldn't be just shrinking. It shouldn't just be always you two. No, your community should be built around. That's how I believe our foundation and our relationship has constantly grown, because we are including a healthy community, a positive
yes.
community, from being around our parents, which give us godly advice or positive advice. They're
Yes.
they're not negative. They give us sound advice.
Yes.
And just to have a good time with them, just seeing them, how they work together now.
Yes.
And that's our community, our friends, our family. We have relatives that we hang out sometime with.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like-minded.
Yes.
They're investing. They're always trying to advance in the kingdom. So that's who we hang around. And we're constantly building on it.
It's so important. My wife said healthy. A healthy community. At your age, at our age now, we have a choice. In high school, you didn't have a choice to the friends you was around. You grew up in this neighborhood. You all went to this school. That was kind of a thing that you was born into. But now as adults, we have a choice. You can choose. You can set boundaries that you need to put in place to say, hey, I really appreciate you, but we going in a different direction, because that can hinder your growth. That can hinder your marriage. So be aware of the community you're in and the community you build. Yeah. We want to encourage the black families, the black couples to work it out. Like, seek counseling. If you really love that person, if you really consider them, you should be able to do whatever it takes to make that thing work. I think my wife said something on the last episode. She said, I have to think about my marriage now because of what our ancestors went through.
Yeah.
They couldn't get married. It was
Yeah.
illegal.
Mm-hmm.
They would get separated after the owner thought
Mm-hmm.
that they was in a real relationship.
Mm.
They would get beat, hung if they was disobedient. It was so much that they went through so we can have the marriage we have today.
Man, I you brought that back up, made me think. That episode, when I said that, it was so like a aha moment for me because I was like, man, that's so true. We get so complacent, and I think now comfortable because we don't have to worry about sneaking to be in love with someone. We don't have to fight the system to go get married to someone. And I think we get so comfortable in having the ability to have the freedom to get married. We're like, oh no, I don't want to do that. So anything you don't have to, I notice anything you don't have to work hard for, you don't pay it any attention. It's
Exactly.
like, oh, well, that
I
little
want to
thing.
throw this in there. I don't mean to cut you off, but I want to throw this in there. I hate to say this, but I'm gonna say it.
Say it.
I feel like the system that we are in is geared to separate us from day one. Is
Yeah.
they know when I say they, I'm talking about the system.
Yeah.
The system knows that if these people get together on one accord, they will be unstoppable. So we come up with all these different laws, rules,
Yeah.
systems, food stamps,
Yeah.
government assistance to try
Yeah.
to separate them
Yeah.
so they will not. First of all, it affects your kids when you not in a double parent home.
Yeah.
You know, mom and
And
dad, you
dad,
can
yeah.
see them together. You know, it's not a separation. Dad is, I haven't seen my dad. I don't know who my mother is. No, it's healthy
Yeah.
when we are together. And I just feel like the systems that we face is angled at us not coming together.
Yeah.
So I just want to throw that in there.
That's
You was
true.
making a great point.
Yeah.
It hit me when you were saying that.
Yeah. I mean, it that right there, just alone, we can stay there. I know I can. Like I said, I took it to heart. I will definitely work hard on my marriage because they were not able to. They were not able to. So I'm gonna work on my marriage because I am having the freedom to be in a marriage.
Yes.
I don't want to be in no common law marriage. I don't want to be, oh, we're just a long term relationship. I don't want to do that. I want to take my marriage serious and I want to work on it hard. So,
That's good. Because if you think about it, it's a covenant. It's not just a sheet of paper. God designed marriage as a covenant. It's a reflection of Christ, how Christ is to the church. It's that love that you can build if we get the mess out the way, if we get the past traumas out the way, if we get the doubt, the fears out the way, and just really step into our role as men, as women of God, then we can see change in our communities. And I feel like seeing change in our communities will lead us to closing the wealth gap. We can start building wealth.
Yeah.
We can start, and I know I'm saying this as a blanket statement, but I know it is black marriages and black couples out there
Yeah.
building wealth. And if y'all listen to this and y'all a black couple, drop it in the comment. Just put black couple building wealth.
Yeah,
Let us
building
know
wealth.
y'all out there. I know it's
Man,
black families out
building
there
wealth.
building, buying land,
Yes.
buying properties, and building wealth.
Oh.
So it's not to you. This is for all the other people that's not doing it. But I
Yeah.
just want to say that because I don't want it to feel like we not doing nothing.
Yeah.
Because I know it's a percent
oh yes, that
of
is.
black families that are doing the thing. They
Yes.
doing it. They leaving legacy. They have their
Yeah.
kids and entrepreneurships and programs. So what you think about that? I don't want to get
Man,
too.
we talking about wealth, right? So there's there's a lot of couples that we know. I'm just gonna
Yes.
say that we know
Yes.
that are millionaires
Yes.
that are reaching the goal to be millionaires. They have properties. They not just one or two. They have
Yes.
properties,
Yes.
rental properties.
Yeah.
We know landlords. They have their own businesses. I'm talking about from production business to
Yes.
websites to I'm talking about from building furniture. It's so many people we
Yes.
know that are doing it. So the wealth is in the Black community. We just need more of us
Yes. To show up.
to build wealth. We don't. I feel like we as Black people feel like wealth sound like a big long journey. Some place I have to. That's gonna take years and years. It do not take years and years. I don't know nothing about it, but I know our goddaughter. She was trying to tell us about trading stocks. So I
Yeah,
mean
day trading.
Day trading.
Yeah.
I know you get big time money in that, but you know have to know how.
Yes.
But there's ways of building wealth that doesn't have to take 30 years. But that's one way. But we think that I can't imagine that. I think that's our hindrance. Like that's long far fetched for me. I don't understand what you mean building wealth. Oh, I have to be a millionaire. You don't have to be a millionaire to build no wealth.
Wealth, I totally agree. Wealth is a mindset.
Yes.
It's not money.
No.
It's not the tangible things that we can get, the homes, it's a mindset. Because if you can have nothing in the bank and you can still be wealthy. You can have it's your mindset. Your poor mindset is what makes you poor.
Yeah.
And we have to change our mindsets. That's what my wife is talking about.
Yes.
I believe that she's talking about.
Yes, exactly. Thank you for
No,
mindset.
I'm running with you. We together.
Yeah, because the mindset is your mind is what's going to change your what you have in possession. It's going to change it to wealth, because if your mind, you can have a great job, but if your mindset is still in a poor mentality of not how to be a great steward, you're going to run through that money and you still going to be poor. So that don't mean you wealthy because you make a lot of money. It starts here
in your mind.
in your mind.
Yes.
So don't think that, oh, I'm not capable of becoming wealthy. If you can change your mindset to believing, there's a thing if you says cast down all imagination. Cast down those things that says, oh, I can't, I'm not capable, I'm not intelligent enough to even know how to build wealth. I've never seen it before. Cast them things down from the enemy that tells you I am from a poor neighborhood. Cast that down and say, I can come out of this neighborhood. I am rich. I might not be now, but I'm going to change it to do things that forward me to become rich. So that's what I truly believe.
Yes, I totally agree. And that comes with reading. That comes with getting around people that are doing that. If you want to be somebody and you see that person, go be around them. Look them up. You're on Instagram and Facebook anyway. You're on YouTube. Listen to podcasts. Do something to get that interaction or to get fed that information. Like my wife said, we know and we put ourselves around couples that are doing magnificent things, and we know a lot of them. We know a lot of people, like she said, that's building furniture, building businesses, have jobs, have careers, doing things that are positive.
Yes.
And not just sitting there being negative or saying what we can't do. Like, you have to put yourself around the community,
Yes.
so you can flourish and you can grow and we can thrive as a community, as a group, as a race, as a people. And we can see some change happen. But until we do that, it's kind of hard for one person or two people. I think that's what my wife's saying. Like, if we can do it together as a whole, man, the world, we can change it overnight.
it's just like I think about ants. I'm not saying we're insects,
No, the Bible
but
say look at the ants.
yeah, like you look at the ants, you never seen an ant move something by themselves. It's always a bunch of ants moving this huge object, and you can be like, what is that? Like something on
They
the
working
ground.
together.
Yeah. What is that moving this big piece of bread? It's some tiny ants. But guess what? It's a multiple of them that is working together to move this big object so they can eat. And I think that's what we don't do as Black people. We don't work together in a collaborative way as a group of people to move things. That's what we do not do. I think that's what we're lacking.
I think it comes from traditions, and to tie this all together with our ancestors. Look what they went through so we could get here. Why can't we take advantage of it? They went through all that. They went through all those beatings, all those lynchings, all those that depression, so we could get here and do what? Nothing. Just do nothing, huh? Just not take advantage of it. No, we have to look at history, what they went through, and say, man, if they could do that for us, because everybody want to talk about ancestors now.
Yeah.
What the ancestors?
Yeah.
And we should respect. But what are you doing to honor them? What are you doing to build a different world for our kids? Or is it just to sound good? I think a lot of people say stuff just to sound good, and it don't make sense if you're not doing anything to bring about a difference. And that will help our legacy. That's how we can build the next generation. That's how we can give back so they don't have to start from scratch.
Man, don't have to
What
stop.
you think about the legacy, leaving a legacy for the next generation?
Man, the legacy, because the legacy comes from, it's just a trickle down. You can't have the legacy without what we've talked about previously, from the
Exactly.
community to the wealth, then to legacy.
Yeah.
Because legacy is not for you. It's not for you. It's for the next generations. Like we was saying, our ancestors fought so we can be here where we are now. That's a legacy.
Yes.
So what are we in this generation, what are we doing for the next ones to come behind us? And I feel like legacy is something that we're supposed to be setting an example for.
Yes.
We're the forefronters that's on the front line fighting so they can have it easier
Yes.
in the back that's coming behind us. But I think legacy too is, what are we leaving for them? We do that by leaving a trust fund, life insurance. Do we have those things in place? Do we have accounts for them? IRA. Do we have that set up for them? Do we have any stocks that we can leave in their names, or that we have invested in and can leave to them? Do we have those things? Do we have an account, a trust, like I said, a trust fund? The trust fund is leaving your assets, everything that you have tangible. It can be from your jewelry. It can be from your home. It can be from, like you said, the stocks. It can be from anything that you have possession. You leave it in your name so the state cannot take it. And I think we don't think about that. We're like, oh, I'm just going to live day by day. And we're not thinking of the legacy that we need to leave for our children. And we're like, just let them fend for themselves. And what do you think that legacy is for our kids?
Everything you said. Everything you said is it. Like leaving them something they can hold on to, something they don't have to figure out. They don't have to build from the ground up. a trust leaves that already there. The investments is everything is already there. They can go touch it, and they don't have to say, "Well, can I go over here and borrow some money?" No, you already got it in there. What about a home? Well, your parents left you two homes, a rental property,
Yep.
and there's some stocks in there. And that's what everything you said. The thing I would add to what you said is teaching them while they're young.
Yeah.
We shouldn't wait till they get of that age to where we're about to leave, and
Yeah.
now we want to talk about it. But no, when they bring them up in entrepreneurship,
Yep.
bring them up thinking they can do whatever they want to do.
Sit
No
'em down.
limits. See, we got limits put on
Yeah.
us through slave mentality. Sit down, be quiet, don't say nothing. You can't
Man.
do that. You gonna dream that big? How you gonna do that? You ain't got the money, and all those things we wore like clothes.
Yeah.
We shouldn't do that to the next generation. Fly. Go do whatever you want to do. Be impactful. Touch the world. Here go the money you need.
Yeah.
Don't let nobody tell you no. Look a man in his eyes. Don't look down. You have nothing to look down for. So everything you said is true. I just want to add that with it, with showing them early.
Yeah.
Teaching them the ropes early about what are we leaving behind.
Even teaching them how to budget. Like some kids don't even know nothing about budget. When you give a child $5, now they give them $5. They used to give $1, but now it's probably $5. When you give that child $5, you should be teaching them off the top. I'm gonna take $1 from you. This dollar is gonna go over here to savings or to invest in whatever it can be, because I know Cash App, the Cash App has where you can invest like some pennies, whatever your change is, to a stock. Show them to invest 10% of whatever you gave them into something, so they can learn that I don't have to spend all my money and not invest in myself.
Yes.
Teach them that. Teach them how to budget. Teach them how they are supposed to pay you for if it's something small bill around the house, so they can learn that they got to pay bills for wherever they're staying.
They can learn responsibility.
Learn responsibilities. Teach them. I don't think we are teaching them thinking they're too young. That's what we feel. Oh, they too young. They got time. They're kids.
No,
They need to start now.
I also say with the legacy part of how to serve, go out and serve the community, do things without just getting them. Yeah, building a legacy is so vital to our community because it, like we were saying, it gives the next generation opportunity that they don't have to start from zero. They can start from a higher level than we did. And my wife brought up some great points about how we should be building it for them to come behind us and be ready and to be on fire and to give them the education that they need. And I mean, this has been a powerful series for us, talking about our history, learning about it. And we didn't cover everything. We're not no historians. We don't, we don't do this all the time, but it did help us to learn a lot about our history, a lot about where we come from and what we can do moving forward. And that's what we're going to do. What you got, babe? What you think?
I would say, remember, community builds wealth. Wealth moves to legacy.
Yes. Look, that's what we have for y'all for this month. The month of Black History.
Yeah.
We don't celebrate a month. This is our lives that we live in, Black History. And hey, look, thank y'all so much. If y'all stayed this long, just drop a comment. Give us some love, show us some support. We really appreciate y'all. Don't forget to like, share, and follow. Share this with your spouse or someone you love. We appreciate y'all. Team Tasby, and we are out of here.